Buckle up because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of the fascinating world inside our brains. Imagine your brain a bustling city full of tiny messengers called neurotransmitters zipping around to keep everything running smoothly. Kind of like the city's courier system. Among these messengers, dopamine and serotonin, the rock stars, influencing our mood, motivation, and even how we think. Neurochemicals don't just float around randomly, they travel along intricate pathways and through specialized structures called synapses, the tiny gaps between neurons. Synapses are the handshake points where neurons pass notes to each other. The nodes, neurotransmitters like dopamine, glutamate, and histamine, each with their own roles in keeping a city alive and kicking. Speaking of histamine, you might know it as the pesky culprit behind allergies, but in the brain it's a key player in alertness and wakefulness. Its cells are housed in the tuberomammillary nucleus of the hypothalamus, acting like the city's alarm system to keep us awake and attentive. Our brain's neural network, like the frontal parietal control network or the medial temporal lobe subsystem, are responsible for complex tasks like memory retrieval, decision-making, and problem-solving. These networks are powered by neural oscillations, the brain's rhythmic dance moves coordinating activity across different regions. But what makes this dance even more interesting? Genes. Your very own DNA influences how your brain functions. Variation in genes called polymorphisms, like single nucleotide polymorphisms, can affect neurotransmitter receptors such as dopamine receptors, altering how signals are received. Some allelic variations can tip the balance, leading to differences in behavior or even susceptibility to mood disorders. The enzyme catechol-O-methyltransferase, or COMT, helps break down dopamine in the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive center responsible for decision-making and planning. Variations in the COMT gene can influence prefrontal cognition, impacting how sharp or flexible our thinking is. Imagine having a slightly faster or slower brake pedal on a race car. That's what these genetic tweaks can do to mental agility. Now, these genetic differences don't work in isolation. They interact with epigenetic factors, environmental influences that can influence the level of gene activity. Transcriptomic data, which is like a snapshot of what genes are actively being expressed at any given moment. Neurotransmitter pathways such as serotonergic and histaminergic pathways are like highways that carry signals across our brain. When these pathways function smoothly, our mood and cognition stay steady, but if there's dysfunction, a mutation affecting neurotransmitter receptor signal proteins, it can lead to brain pathology like depression, anxiety, or other behavioral disorders. Furthermore, genetics can influence cell metabolic cycles and signaling pathways that control neural health and function. Let's not forget the interneurons, the brain's moderators, fine-tune neural activity to prevent chaos. In a nutshell, understanding this intricate web of genes, neurochemicals, and neural networks helps us appreciate how our brains work. So remember, your brain's tiny messenger genetics, which are working hard behind the scenes, orchestrating the symphony of your mind with a surprising amount of finesse.